Hi. For your Dutch car theory exam, it's really important to know the rules on the highways. So in this video we will look at the type of questions that you can expect on an actual exam about highways. And if you want to learn all the Dutch car theory rules, make sure to check out the full car theory video course on the website. But now let's take a look at some questions. What type of road are you driving on here? Is that a highway, a national road, a European route, or a cycling path? Then the right answer is a national road, and you can see that on the sign because of the letter N. Are you allowed to keep driving like this? Yes or no? Then the right answer is no, you are driving unnecessarily on the left. In the Netherlands, you must keep as far to the right as possible. And here you can see that you are not overtaking anyone, so move one lane to the right. Not the farthest right lane, because that is an exit to Elst, as you can see on the signs. You are going to Arnhem here. Do you end up on the national road, yes or no? Then the right answer is no. Look at the sign above you. When we look at Arnhem, which is the sign on the right, it says A50, which stands for Autosnelweg 50. Autosnelweg means highway. You are the white car, so you are going to Highway 50. If you see this sign, are you allowed to cross the solid line? Yes or no? Then the right answer is yes. Otherwise you cannot drive on the peak hour lane. Normally you are not allowed to cross a solid line, but this is a peak hour lane, and in that case you are allowed. What does this sign mean? This sign says that you should leave the peak hour lane. Are you exiting the highway here? Yes or no? And the right answer is yes, you can see that on the N837 sign. The N stands for National Road, so you are leaving the highway here and entering the National Road. Does this sign mean taper merge? Then the right answer is no. This is a sorting sign. It shows where the junctions are and which directions you can go. So what is the taper merge sign? Well, that is this sign. This sign shows the taper merge. Are you allowed to cross a solid line to overtake? Then the right answer here is yes. Normally you are not allowed to cross a line that is solid, but in this case you can see that there is a peak hour lane. It is open, so you are allowed to overtake here. The peak hour lane is closed, so the rush hour lane that we just talked about. Are you allowed to drive here? And the right answer is no, because if the rush hour lane is closed, it will become an emergency lane, and you can only use that when there is an emergency. So never drive over there. Are you allowed to drive on routegevaarlijke stoffen, which means the route of hazardous material? And the right answer is yes. Vehicles carrying hazardous materials are required to drive on this route. But you can also drive on it if you want to. But keep in mind, try to drive as far to the right as possible. So now you shouldn't stay constantly on the left because of that sign. You have a trailer. Are you allowed to drive here? Yes or no? Then the right answer is yes, this is allowed. And you might think, aren't you in the third lane? But that is not the case. The far right lane is a block marking, which means it is an exit lane. You are actually right now driving on the second lane, which is allowed. However, once you have overtaken the blue car, then you must move one lane to the right again. And from the current position you are at right now, you are not allowed to move one lane to the left, if it leads to the lane continuing on the same route. That would put you on the third lane, and you are only allowed to use the two rightmost lanes if you are using a car-trailer combination that is longer than 7 meters. You see this sign. On how many lanes will you end up soon? Is that 2 lanes, 3 lanes, or 4 lanes? Then the right answer is 3 lanes. You can see that right here it goes from 4 lanes to 3 lanes. What is your maximum speed on an open peak lane, so an open rush hour lane? Then the right answer is the same speed as on every other lane. So if the other lanes are 80 kilometers per hour, the rush hour lane is also 80 kilometers per hour. And if the other lanes are 100 kilometers per hour, then the peak lane is also 100 kilometers per hour. Which matrix sign indicates a recommended speed? So an advisory speed instead of a maximum speed. Is that sign 1, 2, both signs, or none of them? Then the right answer is neither. All matrix signs always show a maximum speed and never a recommended speed. Which one shows the right maximum speed? Is that the traffic sign or the matrix sign? Then the right answer is the digital matrix sign. Are you allowed to use your turn signal if you cannot enter the lane yet? Yes or no? Then the right answer is no. You can always use your turn signal when it is actually possible. Always signal when you can, but here it's not possible yet. So that's why you shouldn't signal. And here it is not possible because you can't enter that lane. There are other cars on that lane. When do you reduce the speed when exiting on the highway? Is that on the exit lane itself or before the exit lane? Then the right answer is on the exit lane you reduce your speed. Never do it before the exit lane, otherwise the vehicles behind you will have to slow down unnecessarily, which can cause a traffic jam. So you should reduce your speed as much as possible on the exit lane. Is a warning triangle mandatory in the Netherlands? Yes or no? Then the right answer is no. That isn't mandatory, but it is recommended to have one with you. Are you allowed to place a warning triangle just behind your car if you have a breakdown? Then the right answer is no, it should be further away. And how much was it again? Well, that is the next question. How many meters away from your car should the warning triangle be placed? Then the right answer is 30 meters. Are you allowed to overtake the green car here at 95 kilometers per hour? Yes or no? Take a good look at this image. The right answer is no, because look closely, you have a trailer behind your car. And if you have a trailer behind your car, your maximum speed is 90 kilometers per hour. So you are not allowed to drive 95 kilometers per hour. Which sign has which meaning? We have a junction, a leave rush hour lane, a merging sign, and a taper merge sign. Also, you can always just pause the video if the questions go too fast. The right answer is the top left one is the taper merge sign. The top right one is the leave rush hour lane. The one on the bottom left is the junction sign. And on the bottom right is merging. You want to drive to Nijmegen. Are you driving on the correct carriageway? Yes or no? Then the right answer is yes, because the carriageway is going to Nijmegen. But keep in mind, if it says lane, then it is a different question and the answer is no. In the Netherlands, you should drive as far to the right as possible. So the correct lane is the most on the right. Make sure you know the difference between a carriageway and a lane. And always read the questions carefully, because you can see how easy it is to make a mistake. Next question, are you allowed to drive here, yes or no? Always take a good look at the pictures and the right answer is yes, you are allowed to drive here. Normally you are only allowed to use the two rightmost lanes, but in the direction of Tilburg there is only one lane. So in that case you are allowed to drive here. And are you allowed to drive here? Then the right answer is obviously no. You are driving on the third lane with a trailer. And you are only allowed to use the two rightmost lanes in a single direction. Do you have to use your turn signal when leaving a parking space? Yes or no? Then the right answer is yes. And you want to turn right at the roundabout. Are you allowed to use your turn signal right here? The right answer is no. Signaling right now is a bit too early. Some drivers might think that you want to take the previous exit. You should always signal when it's actually possible. Here, it isn't yet possible because signaling at this point would be too early if you are going to turn at the roundabout. Are you allowed to use your turn signal to the left here? Yes or no? Then the right answer is no, that's way too early. You can't enter the road yet. You should signal only when you can actually enter the road. Always signal when it is possible, but here it's not possible to enter the road yet. And you are driving in the middle lane. Do you have to stay on this lane to turn right? Then the right answer is no, because if you want to go straight, you should stay on the middle lane. Not the rightmost lane, because the rightmost lane is an exit. But if you want to turn to the right, then you need to take the rightmost lane, because only the rightmost lane turns to the right. Because the 3 left lanes have an arrow pointing forwards, which means it is going straight. The blue car is overtaking you on the right. Is that allowed? And the right answer is no. Except for a few exceptions discussed in another chapter, you are never allowed to overtake on the right. Always drive on the rightmost lane and overtake on the left. If you want to learn more, you can also check out this video or check out the full car theory video course at the website.